welcome to my journey to Tuesday thrifting. It's a little bit different today because I'm not going to be able to do my whole day thrifting today. They're coming to clean the floors. They come last week to clean the carpet, the living room carpet and the hall carpet, and I'm not happy. I'm telling you, it was Stanley Steamer. Now, I'm not happy with it at all. I'm going to have to tell him today. I mean, I hate to. It was the same little guy that comes. He was a sweetheart, and we laughed and carried on because, you know, it's me. But I'm going to have to tell him, oh, not happy at all, because our carpet was really dirty. It's like it's not Berber, but it's a Berber-like. It was a cheaper version of Berber, I guess you'd say. So it's doesn't have a tile, if that's what you call it. It's flat, and so it's gotten really dirty over the years. Well, I had cleaned a spot. I can't remember if David got grease on it or what, because he's all the time tracking in grease from the terminal and out, you know, out in the yard and everything. Not the terminal yard, they call it the yard where the trucks are. And so I cleaned up something with some Dawn power wash, and oh, it come pretty clean. There's a nice little pretty circle of what looked like brand new carpet, and the rest of it is streaky. Even the hall is streaky, so I know it could have come clean. I hate telling y'all that's how dirty my carpet was, but guess what? That's how dirty my carpet was. It was just one of them things we'd always say, we're going to get somebody to come clean the carpet, and we just never would. We never would. So I'm just going to have to tell him, you know, I'm not happy with it. Either y'all going to have to come back and scrub it clean, or I'm going to get my money back. It's going to be one of the two. I don't really know that I want them to come clean it, because if what they do as their first impression to come in and steam clean your carpet, if that's not their best, I don't know that I trust what they consider their best, because you'd think your first foot forward would be your best. So, because we discussed it, we said, well, I said, well, here's some carpet places, and they was like, well, no, I don't know, we might better go with somebody we know, because that's who his mom always used. Okay, not blaming him, I'm just saying, I tried to use somebody else, and he said, no, let's use Stanley Steamer. I'm like, okay. He's not in the car, so I can tell you that. But I'm gonna have to be firm about it, because I mean, you know, it was cheap. They don't cost that much to get your carpet cleaned. I don't know why we waited so long. I don't know. Just you know how life happens, and you just put things off, and then before you know it, it's been years. So that's what happened. But anyway, I asked him about my kitchen and bathroom covering. It's not tile. It's not wood. It's not linoleum, because you know linoleum is that brand linoleum, and it's a more rigid material back in like the 70s, and I guess maybe 80s or whatever. This is just a vinyl floor covering. They just roll it out, and it looks like stone, kind of. Well, it's full of indentions, texture. Hate it. If I even knew how hard it was going to be keep clean, I would have picked something completely different. The only saving grace is it is dark, so you can't see the dirty spots. It don't matter how many times I mop it, I cannot get the dirt, and I can't get on my hands and knees and scrub the floor like I used to when we lived in the trailer. And it was a brand new trailer. I kept that thing clean. I'm gonna tell you what, honey, that was back in the day. That was back in the 20s, when I was in my 20s and my 30s. I would get on my hands and knees with the bucket and the brush and scrub my kitchen floor, because it was texture too, but smaller textures. This is like a rock formation texture. This is like just a print texture. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? Y'all know I can never think what I'm trying to say when I'm talking to y'all. Honey, I would get on my hands and knees and scrub that whole floor with a brush and the soap water and everything. But I can't do that no more. So, if it was that kind of floor, ooh, I don't even want to think about it. So, they said yes, they can do that. So, they're coming today between 12 and 5. That's their window to do that in the bathroom. So I'm gonna just have them go around everything. Oh, the buzzard! I'm gonna tell you, the buzzard was having breakfast on a deer. If you hate to hear that, I'm sorry. Deers are real popular out here on this stretch of road, because this is part of town that still has woods on both sides, still has acreage. So deers are very popular across these roads. A lot of people runs into deers on these roads. Matter of fact, this might have been the road my Holly hit a deer many years back. I think it was. Knock on wood, no jinx, I ain't calling it up. I've never hit a deer. Y'all know I believe, if you're new here, I believe in jinxes. I can't help it. I believe in calling something up. I can't help it. But, so I'm going to, I'll probably, depending on how long I stay in here, I want to get to my senior citizen day at Goodwill. And, what I was telling you is I got everything up off the kitchen floor that I wanted. I got it swept. And the rest of everything just going around, like my coffee bar, area. They can pull the table and chairs out, but my other shelving things and all that. Oh God, there's the police, and I'm going 50. Oh, it is 55. Oh, I was about to. Oh, he's sitting there clocking bigger than snot. He had his window open with his gun right there in his face. His clocking gun sticking out. It scared me because I'm like, I'm going 55. Well, the speed limit is 55. Woo! I scared myself. Them things, they put the fear of God in you when you see them. Even if you know you ain't doing nothing, they make you think they're going to get you anyway. So, listen, he's got you before you see him, because the way he was sitting, they're silver cars with like a blue, real pretty blue writing. They're pretty cars. And from when I was back there, I saw him sitting there, I thought it was just somebody waiting to pull out of the housing development. You couldn't really see the blue part. So I don't know if it's the way the sun's shining on it or whatever. So until you got real up close is when you noticed. So he's done clocked you way back there. He's done clocked you. Yeah, buddy. He's done got you. This is a road they do a lot of checks and stuff on this road. This is a road, how many years back they did that education thing they said about pulling over when some cop or rescue or anything is on the side of the road, and I got caught up in that. Is a warning ticket. Not a offense, I did what I was supposed to, but since I didn't get to the other lane, which I tried to, but there was too much traffic, he still pulled me over. He had another car pulled over, and he was out of his car on the side of the road waving me over. I'm like, good grief. I'm coming, buddy, I'm coming. But depending on how long I stay in here, I might, and it is a little bit away, I'll probably have time to go to my other two Goodwills, and then I'll have to go to Salisbury and stuff tomorrow. I got a foot doctor in the morning. Ain't nothing wrong with my feet. I just go and let him cut my toenails, because I got some of my toenails, my two big toenails are so thick I can't get the toenail clippers on them. I have to let him do it. I have to. So I just let him clip all of them. I'm like, why bother? They have hardly grown this time. I go like every 3 months. They've hardly grown at all. I thought things grow faster in the summer. That's how we always thought growing up, things grow faster in the summer. Y'all think that? But no, my toenails hadn't hardly grown at all. And I see him in the morning at like 8:30 or something like that. So, gosh, that might be too early to even go to Salisbury, because they changed the hours now. Instead of opening at 9 at Nazareth, they open. Oh no, I can still go, because I did last time. I went to Habitat first, then Nazareth. I ain't been nowhere else to get nothing since I went. I went Saturday. I ain't talked to y'all except for my menu plan. I went Saturday, tried to find an estate sale, couldn't find it, and there was no signs on the road. I followed GPS and everything, couldn't find it. Then I went to a yard sale they had on the marketplace. No, there was no yard sale, but I found another one Friday. There was two unmarked cop SUVs. Police on the side, but it was silver like the car. He did it Friday and Saturday. Must have been the week before, because I went on a Saturday. Because if I realized it was a Friday, I would have gone over there on Friday. But anyway, I found a big did I tell y'all this? I feel like I've told y'all this, because I feel myself having a deja vu moment. If you haven't heard, I found me a pretty big white wagon with the handle. It's got Happy Halloween in orange on the side for $10. So it was definitely worth it. I guarantee it come from Hobby Lobby place, something like that. It would have been way more than $10. But I saw that on their picture, and I'm like, well, I want that. They had a lot of pretty stuff. He said they bought out an estate sale. So they had a lot of pretty stuff, a lot of glassware, stuff that I don't decorate with. But if I did, they had pretty stuff. So I'm thinking I probably won't put it on the porch because it's too big. Because you remember, what, about a month ago or more, I found that big light up pumpkin witch, the giant pumpkin with the witch's hat that lights up. That'll go on my porch. So I think I'll put this under the tree, maybe with a couple pumpkins in it and maybe some mums sticking out or something. I've never had anything like that in my yard. You'd be surprised, as much as I love Halloween, but I consider that fall, not really Halloween. I might could find the witch or something to stick out of it, you know, make sure it's mine. I wish I had a tree witch, some witch to be flying in the tree, but you know that stuff's expensive. Let's not run up on something, you know, in the thrift store. So, golly, they're packed. I'm here late. I thought about waiting and coming later and give them time to restock, but I want to make sure I'm home. And because David, he's out working on his truck, his pickup truck. He said it's sputtering and carrying on, so he's going to check the fuel filter and the fuel line and the fuel injector. I don't know what, the fuel stuff. He's going to check all that, so he's out there working on that. Oh, listen, he woke up yesterday morning. Well, he asked me did I have any eye drops Sunday, because he went down and weed eated at Holly's house in the field and stuff area, Terry's house, Sunday. And I said, no, I don't have any. He had some that was for something else, like not like a Visine, which my eye doctor told me not to use Visine. She told me to use Refresh. So I don't even have those. I don't have any kind of eye drops. But he found something he had for, I guess, some other kind of eye situation. Well, he woke up Monday morning and his eye was crusted shut, swelled up and crusted. So he went to urgent care, and I guess I'll just park up here. He went to urgent care, and they had to numb it. And she put some, he said it's like some red jelly they put in his eye and used a UV light to see if she could see any scratches on his cornea. But she got a Q-tip, and he said she was pulling his eyelid up and everything like that, and got the Q-tip and went up in there. She found 2 pieces of trash. Don't know what they were, but it was something from weed eating. So we decided from now on he better wear some safety goggles or glasses, you know. But so he got that done, and when he went to work last night, it was still swelled up pretty good. And he come in this morning, and it's still swole, but it's opened up a bit more than it was. But anyway, he's out there working on his truck. I told him, I said, well, I was going to clean the bathroom up and get stuff moved out of the floor, because I got little things here and there to move. He said, well, because between 12 and 5, he'll be out there. Because he goes to bed at 1, he'll be out there till the last minute. He'll come in and take a shower. He ain't gonna get into bed like that. Listen, mark my words on that. That man's not gonna go to bed dirty. No, sir. The only thing, he will not take a shower when he comes home from work, because he don't get sweaty dirty. But if he's been out in the yard or anything, that man's gonna come straight in and get in the shower. he's not gonna give it time to cool off on his own. Listen, I've told y'all before, I'm going to tell y'all again. That's the best smelling man I've ever known in my life. Not from perfumes or colognes, because he don't wear them. He's never worn cologne as long as I've known him. Never. Not one single time. He just don't wear cologne. All he wears is deodorant. And he don't smell like deodorant. He smells like him. He has a scent that is just the freshest, cleanest scent of any man I have ever known in my life. His clothes smell like him. I don't, even when the kids were growing up, Holly would just be like, yep, that smells like Diddy. When I did all our clothes, because he's done his own laundry now for umpteen years. I think it's when I got really bad and I couldn't hardly do much, he started doing it. And he's just done it every day. Monday's his laundry day. I've even told him before, if he has something to do, if he's tired, I'd do it and I'll get it. So he does his own laundry. I was told him yesterday, I said, it's a shame you have to wear clothes every day and you wouldn't have so much laundry to do. He said, yeah, but when I go naked, they throw trash at me. So when I would wash our clothes together, his would still come out smelling like him. I'm not exaggerating. I wish I would come to my house and smell his clothes in his drawer. And it's not the same drawers we've had our whole life either. We've had different sets of chest of drawers, so it's not the set of drawers, it's him. It's him. It's something about his body odor. There is none. And what he does have is fresh. It just has its own little ditty smell. I tell you, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. So anyway, well, I'm still using my little sips. I love it. I did find me some breezeberry. I had to go to Lowe's the other day. Sebastian came. He spent the night before last. And but I had to go get him some drumsticks, the ice cream, because he likes those. And I got all chocolate. Well, they have some that's chocolate and vanilla, but he likes the chocolate ones the best, but he'll eat the vanilla. Well, I found one that was all chocolate. I told him I got there. I said, look what I found. I said, they're all chocolate. He says, oh, he was so excited. And he went to get one when I had put it up, and he went later on to get one. He goes, oh, he said, you know how we were excited about them being all chocolate? I said, yeah. He says, they got nuts on them, and I hate nuts. I said, oh, no, can you pick them off? He says, I don't think I can. So I got a whole box of drumsticks that me and David ain't going to eat. And I don't want to send them home to RJ, because he said he's doing so good on his diet. He said, I don't really, he's staying away from carbs, and he's losing weight too. He's doing real good. I'm proud of him. And so I don't know unless I send him home with Holly, but I don't think Jacob's going to eat them. Nathan might. I don't know if Holly will or not. I don't know. That's why I'm stuck with it. I didn't want to take them back because wasn't nothing wrong with them, so I'm not going to take them back. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, I checked their Alani News section, and they had the breezeberry. Remember I told you last week I found out I like the breezeberry? So I found the breezeberry, and I got me like 8 of those. I'm having watermelon today. Will we sit here and talk long enough? Oh yeah, I'll be able to go in here and get to the other 2 Goodwills in town. I'll be back. Okay, so I found something. I found this tub, because I got some things I need to store. I've always got something to store. It probably drives Joan crazy, because she's like, well, if it's stored and you're not enjoying it, some things I store because I just can't bear to get rid of. It was $4.99. Of course, I got 25% off that. And then I found one other thing, because I always look at the movies. Now I'm looking at, we'll talk about that in a minute. But look what I found! Charlie Brown Christmas for me and Jacob! Yes! I'm so excited about that, I can't say straight. Because I got that other DVD collection, and I found Elf, remember? Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about the CDs. I found that 6-in-1 player with the record player, the CD player, the cassette player, Bluetooth, and the radio. Well, I went to the record store and I put it up on my Facebook group. I bought me a album, 2 CDs, because I couldn't find the albums. I wanted the albums, but they didn't have them, so I said, well, I'll get the CDs. That's fine. I needed to see if my CD player worked anyway, and then I got a cassette. Well, I played my cassette first because I wanted to see if it worked, and I know the record player worked because I tried it. The CD player didn't work, so the door wouldn't open, and it would say load, open, and load, and as soon as it would say that, the little door, it would just open about that much, it would flop back closed, So I took it down to this place in Concord who fixes stuff like that, and I just had to pay him a fee to look at it. He said before he did anything, he would oh, I've got time to hit C-Van. What do you know? He would let me know before he changed. He said it could be a belt or something, but I priced them, and even a no-name like that, it was cheaper for what I paid $15 for it at the store, and then what I had to pay him. And even if he has to fix it, it's still way cheaper than me having to buy a brand new one. So that's the route I'm going. But when I was out last week, I did go somewhere. Oh, it was Saturday. I think I went to the Goodwill on the way home from the yard sale that didn't exist. I found one thing. I found a CD of Alan Jackson's Christmas music. I thought, oh, that'll be a nice backdrop at Christmas time for the Christmas get together, because love me some Alan Jackson. We seen him in concert. I'm gonna tell you what, for somebody that didn't have a bunch of excitement, it was a good show. He put on a good show. He's not one of these jumping around pyrotechnic type you know, Aerosmith, they were all about the pyrotechnics. Oh my gosh, Post Malone, all about the pyrotechnics, the whole 9 yards. He just put on a good, solid show. The little fella and his wife or girlfriend, I don't know. I was in my 30s, and they were younger than me. The little boy was sitting beside me, and I was so excited to see him. I was starting hitting on that little boy's on his knee. I was so excited, I didn't even think what I was doing, and they were laughing at me, and I said, I am so sorry, and I was telling his little girlfriend, I'm sorry. She's like, you're fine, you're fine, because they knew the old lady was fangirling out. Even in my 30s, I was an old lady to them, you know, but, so that's what I was saying. I look at the CD and stuff now, it's just hard to find anything, because I have glanced. It's hard to find anything good. That's why I figure most of what I get will be up at my record store. I was looking for the cassette I got was the Bee Gees. All their good stuff. What I wanted was the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. That's what I wanted. The record. That's what I wanted. They didn't have it, but they had this cassette of the Bee Gees that had all that on it plus more. Like all their good stuff from that time period. So I got it, and oh my gosh, talking about bringing back memories. But it always does, but they have a good selection up there, and they're not too expensive. I don't think they're too expensive. I'm sure they cost more now than they did when they were new back in the day. But when I went down to take my thing to the repair shop, I was going through Concord. Oh, I gotta tell you about that too. And there's this building, I don't know what it used to be, but it said a flea market. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to have to check that out. I could have come back home a different way, but I said, well, I'm going to go back home the same way and see what it was about. Well, it just had a but it was on Saturday the 4th. That's the day it was, because a lot of people, I guess, didn't work. Their booths were all covered up with tarps and things, you know. So there was only one booth of the ones that were open that had anything like used in it. The rest of it was like new stuff or craft stuff or, you know, Temu stuff, I guess, stuff like that. And I didn't find anything. But Saturday night, we had hot dogs and hamburgers. I made them Bubba burgers. I'm gonna tell you what, them things was good. They were so good. I put that smash burger seasoning on them. If you ever see that, I don't know if it's McCormick or if it's, I don't know who makes it. And I'm pretty sure, almost positive I got it at Walmart's. I put that on all my hamburgers now. It's like you can't taste it, but you can taste it, if that makes a lick of sense. It doesn't change the meat to taste like anything weird. It just accessorizes the meat. Those hamburgers were so good. So that's why I got more when I went to BJ's. But, we ate, and I'm like, well, I thought about getting us a cake at Lowe's because they had like little decorative, you know, 4th of July cakes and stuff like that. I said, but I'm thinking I might want some ice cream. He says, yeah, let's do some ice cream. So I said, well, we can go down to Cabarrus Creamery. Well, that was second. First we was going down to the ice cream place it's in Concord too, but you just walk up to it, and you don't go in and see it. They were open earlier that day because when I went through there to go to the repair shop, I saw them and they were open, and their sign out there said open till 10. So I told them, I said, they're open till 10, so we go. They're closed. Well, it was after 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock. So I'm assuming they closed early for the 4th. I said, well, let's go down to Cabarrus Creamery. We ain't been there in years since they moved. We ain't been there since they moved. That used to be the place to go when I was a kid. You went to Cabarrus Creamery because they hand make their ice cream. But see, we don't hardly ever go to Concord for anything. And Saturdays especially, because he works Friday night, and when he gets in Saturday, he does whatever he has to do, and then he's tired. So I don't drag him nowhere Saturday nights, unless it's something that just has to be done, which is just very rarely anything like that in our life. And so they moved Cabarrus Creamery downtown Concord. So we get there, there's nobody down. They've redone the whole downtown. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, think places to sit on the outside. I'm gonna park way up here. I'm not getting that traffic down there. And beautiful. We never go downtown Concord, and it's been under construction for years. No joke, years. They made a very nice place. They got all kinds of shops and restaurants and boutiques, and the Cabarrus Cream was down there. So we'll go there. We got up there, closed. The sign on the thing said closing at 5 o'clock for 4th of July. But guess what was across the street where I've been wanting to go? It's called the Basement. You pay $10 for adults, $5 for kids, and it's all the video games and pinball machines you can play. No quarters, no tokens, no nothing. You just go in there, and he even asked us, did we want to run a bar tab? We're like, no. But you can run one for soft drinks and things like that too if you wanted to. So we went and I told him, I said, I want to play pinball, because when, matter of fact, right here where I am is the Stars and Strikes. That's where we're going to take the youngins to play. That's where we took on spring break. It's a bowling alley with a big old arcade. They don't have any pinball machines. And when me and David went to the beach this summer, where we stopped and got ice cream, they had a little arcade. I said, let's go here and play some pinball. Not a pinball game to be seen. I guess that's stuff of the old days. They don't play. They got these new fang-dangle digital everything games I can't play. Well, when I seen this come on my Facebook, I'm like, they got pinball, honey. They got pinball. So we were going to like maybe eat some ice cream and then play pinball. So they didn't have ice cream. I said, well, let's go play pinball. So we had to go. They got it where you can't jaywalk, because they got it built up. It's so nice. So we went up and we went back down, paid our $10. We played pinball. Now they had the old school Donkey Kong and Galaga and Miss Pac-Man. Now Miss Pac-Man, when I was in college, I spent more quarters on Miss Pac-Man than, I don't know. I was an expert Miss Pac-Man player. I'm not joking. That was my thing. My reflexes, I've not played it in probably 40 years. My reflexes were not, David's weren't either. So we didn't play very many video games. We played a whole lot of pinball and had such a good time. But you know what? There were really only 2 pinball machines that looked like our old pinball machines. The rest of them were just very full of stuff and rails that they go through and cages and all this. And you can't see where the ball goes. And some of them stayed dark and you couldn't even see the ball. I'm like, honey, we're old. We are old. But we had a good time. Then, we're like, well, nowhere left to get ice cream except for Cookout. And every time you get a milkshake from there, that's all you can get is milkshakes. They got many flavors. They mess it up. They are not consistent on their milkshakes. We have not been to Cookout in months and months and months. There for a while, we was getting milkshake every week. And that was like a couple years ago. But we ain't been there months and months and months and months and months to eat or milkshake, either one. We're like, well, we'll go get one. So I get a chocolate. I said, I hope it's more than the swirl. And he always gets banana pineapple. Well, mine was just swirled. You can see the chocolate and vanilla swirl ice cream. His, it's like they forgot the ice cream. He said it's like I'm drinking milk. He said, and he showed me it was like that far from the top. And see, we'd already got home. You can't drink a milkshake on the way home because theirs is so thick you can't get it. You have to eat theirs with a spoon. You can't. They give you a straw, but it's useless. So we didn't check before we got home. When he got down to the bottom, he had his chopped up fruit, wasn't even blended. So they didn't even make a milkshake. And mine was chocolate and vanilla swirl, tasted more vanilla, and when I got to the bottom, there was all the chocolate syrup. And when I stirred it up, it was so dark chocolate, I couldn't even drink it if I wanted to. It was so sweet and terrible. So they ruined that. But we did get to see fireworks on the way home. As we were coming down, because we were coming down the main highway, not the interstate, the main highway through town, both towns, you know. And everywhere we went, because it was like 9 o'clock or better when we got out of the pinball. And no, we didn't get down maybe 7 o'clock to get ice cream. No, we were in the pinball for a couple hours at least. And people everywhere on the side of the road. We kept saying, there's fireworks, there's fireworks. So we got a nice fireworks show on the way home too. So that was really nice. We had a nice 4th. And the reason why we were able to is because he didn't work Friday night. They gave him Friday night off for their 4th vacation, since 4th was on Saturday. That's why we got to do things on Saturday. So that was fun. Okay, well, I'm a C-Van. Let me go and see what I can see. Guess what? I found something. Let me show you this. I didn't see it when I was paying it. Goodwill, but look. I told you I bought that Alan Jackson's Christmas music. Ain't that a good looking man? Listen, I always said he's a tall, cool drink of water. Okay, so there's a thing. Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. This one I found in there. Look, as soon as I saw it, I knew. Charlotte, 99 cents, Starbucks. When they come out, I wanted one. They were like $20-some. Because you know Starbucks is expensive. It was $20-some. It was over $20. I'm like, I refuse to pay it. I think they also have just a North Carolina one, which I really want. I'm almost positive. But then they had the Charlotte one. Even though I don't live in Charlotte and I don't like Charlotte, Charlotte's still home. Because I go to Charlotte. I have my whole life. And so when I saw that for 99 cents, I went, oh, I'm going to get it. I'll put it over there with my collection. But what I told you I was going to say? Oh, there's a meme. I've shared it on my Facebook in the years past because it tickles me to death. It's like something about guys like girls with, you know, long legs and I can't remember how it goes. I'm gonna ruin it. It's like, well, I've had legs my whole life or something like that. I don't know. It's funny. If I ever run across it in my memories again, I'll post it. But like that cup, that's just one of them bide your times if you're looking for something. Not that I was on the hunt for that and I was looking for it like, oh, I'm gonna look for it while I'm out. Things like that, like you might see full price and you're not willing to pay it. Listen, you're subject to find anything at the thrift store. Like I've wanted that for years. I've seen it years ago when they had it at the one in Harris Teeter, back when I was still shopping at Harris Teeter. And I'm like, oh, I would really like to have that, but I'm sure not going to pay for it. But I will typically bide my time, and I'll raise my kids that way. If you're thrift shopping, if you're looking for something, bide your time. It'll most of the time show up. I do break my own rules sometimes, like that popcorn popper, which I still haven't used. I was going to use it with Sebastian, but we did not have a chance to eat popcorn. He slept at 2 o'clock yesterday. 2 o'clock. That's, I think he was up all night. Papa said when he come to bed, he was up, and then he got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and he was still up. And so he was asleep on the couch when I got up. I got up early yesterday morning for some reason. I don't know why. I went in there and he was on the love seat, and I woke him up and told him to go get in the bed because he's way longer than, he's only 9, but he's way longer than the love seat, so he'd be more comfortable stretched out in the bed. And he went in there and laid down. He was in there about 10, 15 minutes or something. He says, well, I can't go back to sleep. I said, no, honey, it wasn't even 6 o'clock. I said, no, honey. I said, it's too early. You can't get up this early. I said, you need to go in there and try a little bit more. He not only went to sleep, he didn't get up till 2 o'clock. I knew he was still tired. I didn't know he was that tired. When they come over, one day last week, he come in, he got on the couch, and he laid there all day. Sleep, sound asleep. I had the baby. Baby was crying, fussing, fighting sleep. Sebastian didn't even blink. He takes that after his daddy. His daddy could sleep through a hurricane. Listen, we slept when Hurricane Hugo came through, and it wasn't supposed to come all the way up to Charlotte, but it did. That's when me and him and his daddy were still a family. We slept through it, and we woke up early that morning and found out what was happening. We went to our neighbors in front of us because we lived in the trailer. It was in their yard behind their. Now, people, y'all. Okay, this is what makes me mad. This is what makes me mad. Oh, hold on. Well, it was Stanley Steamer, and I hung up on them. I saw it pop up. Excuse me. I heard the ring, which that's not my ringtone. That's just, I guess, because I'm recording. It did that little diddly. I changed mine to my favorite Halloween one. Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus. Weenie. Oh, look. Another glorious morning makes me sick. That's my ringtone. Anyway. When I was trying to get it, I hung up on them instead of answering it, so I called them back. And I guess it's just their generic office number. She couldn't tell why they were calling me. She went back to try to find the scheduler department or whoever. Nobody back there, and she couldn't get a hold of nobody. She said maybe they were going to let you know that you were coming up next, because she said it shows on your team's list that you are next, so maybe they were going to come early, because right now it's 10:39, and my appointment's not until 12 to 5. Excuse me. We are going through the back door of Goodwill, and it is completely gutted out on the, but I know exactly where to put my wheels to come in the back way, because the way it sits on the highway, you can't get straight across to it. You'd have to go up and do a U-turn, or cut it and come the back way. Blah 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 blah. All that to say blah blah blah. But so I told her, I said, well, I said, they'll text me that they're on their way like last time. She said, yeah, they will. They'll either text you or call you. So anyway, well, I was already on my way to Goodwill, so I'm going into Goodwill. Okay, so when I was paying, I noticed when I showed y'all my Alan Jackson CD, I put it back in my pocketbook. I thought, Lord, if somebody was to see that, they'd think I stole it. So I took that out. And I found these. They had the front is Circle K, yeah. But I got them for Jacob to put in my car. I mean, I got some back there, but this one clips on, because when I cleaned my car out, I cleaned all the air fresheners out that he's put in here, because they lost their scent. And so they were $1 a piece. I got them for him to do. And I got these. I had to take a chance. I've already found 2 other sets of them over the summer. But see how they have it rolled up? I couldn't plug it in. They were $5. So I'm taking a chance that they work, because I either want to add to my porch, put lights like that around my windows, or change and put them around my porch. The lights I got now on my porch are LED. Whew. You talk about bright. Goodness gracious. I leave my lights on all night long. I turn off my porch light, which is a dusk till dawn, and I just leave my Christmas lights on as a night light. Because I got to have a light on my porch at night. Period. I don't care what the power bill is. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, as hot as it's been around here, if we didn't have that new air conditioner, we would be miserable. Because on the hottest days, it's still working to pull above 76. On those like 2 or 3 hottest days in the hundreds. And now it's back in the 90s and it's staying right cool. But if we still had that old unit that was barely pulling its weight, golly, we would not be doing good. RJ had to get his fixed, and thankfully it was the week before the hundreds hit, or because he lives in a trailer, and you know, if you ever lived in a trailer, or you do now, they get hot. Of course, his has a shingled roof. The one we lived in, both of them just had the metal roof. But David, he cool sealed the one we lived in when we got married. He cool sealed that roof. I mean, I don't know what you actually call it, but that's what I call it. You get up there and paint that stuff on it, you know. But anyway, I hadn't got a text or a phone call back from Stanley Steamer, so instead of going home, I'm going to go ahead and hit this other Goodwill. And I'll tell you what, if they do come on and get there early, I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to Salisbury. I'm going to finish out my day as per usual. Let's see, tomorrow, I told you I got a foot doctor. Thursday, keeping the youngins and taking them down there to play games where he was at C-Van. And like my whole head's cut off. I ain't gonna mess with you. And then I call them everybody's name. Sebastian is going back home with Holly and Jacob to spend the night. And then I'll have Wesley back home with me, and they'll come get him. Because, listen, I told y'all I'm having surgery. That's what I was going to tell y'all. Y'all know I'm having surgery unless you're new, or you just haven't caught my videos or whatever. But I didn't tell you, except for a while back, it's because somebody asked me what kind of surgery was I having. I'm getting a spinal cord stimulator put in, and that is Friday. So y'all seeing this Thursday. Some of you might be seeing it Friday. I might be in surgery as we speak. So any prayers and thoughts and well wishes and good thoughts and vibes, I'll take all that. I'll take all of it. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm excited. I am pure tea excited. I cannot wait. I am so ready, because as good as that trial made me feel, when I do get over the healing of the surgery, I'm hoping it is just as good, because I'm going to tell you what, I felt like a new woman as far as my back pain went. So I am so looking forward to it. I told David, I said, I got to pack you a snack bag. I said, because we'll be over there all day. Just outpatient. I said, but we'll be over there all day. I said, you can't be sitting out there starving to death. Golly. Yeah, people's here. I started saying nobody here, but I couldn't see behind the bushes. I said, you can't be sitting over there starving all day. So I'm going to pack my man a snack bag with some drinks in it. Look, somebody left me the one parking spot in this whole darn area in the shade. It's right here on the corner, right at the curb. See how we put in the shade? Isn't that nice? Because I won't be in here long. I never am, because they never have anything. But I have got something everywhere today. Hadn't I? 1, 2, 3 places I've gotten something, so we'll see. I'm going in. Okay. Okay, so listen, I've been out in the wind. My hair is doing my cowlick thing today. I got a cowlick right there. Got one in the back of my thing back here too. I used to have one right up in here. I didn't find nothing. Did not find a thing. Look, I do that every time I go up on that curb. I see you. Tree 4 miles away that's beeping at me. But I jinxed myself. I said, oh, I found something everywhere. I wonder if I'm doing here. No, I jinxed it. So that's all the damage I can do in town. Because I'm going way up to Shamrock, but I ain't going to. I'm gonna go home and see if maybe they'll come early. I hope that me not answering meant they was going to make me late. You know, maybe put somebody else early and then push me later up in my appointment time. We'll find out, won't we? But listen, I just went past where the big Walmart shopping center is. They have built up so much around here, it's not even funny. This was nothing over here. This was nothing. And now they've got businesses and Walmarts and the whole big strip malls and Sam's and all the restaurants and townhomes and apartments, and that's a gigantic storage thing. We were talking about listening, we were watching the fireworks and stuff. Well, we were actually walking back to the car from playing pinball, and we heard fireworks, and we were talking about how used to you could hear them when they were downtown, you could hear them at home. I said back in the day you used to get hear the marching band at a football game in high school at the house, and we're talking, you know, I don't know, 5 miles away. But I think, like we were saying, there's been so much built up that it's blocking the sound now. But used to, you could hear it. Listen, when I was little at my mama's house, and it was way more than 5 miles away, which I'm not very good at miles, but the dirt track in Concord, you used to could hear the race cars at mama's house at night. You sure could. But now everything's built up. It blocks the sound from everything. You can't hear nothing. It's a wonder people around the Charlotte Motor Speedway can even hear that. But I have read them, or maybe it's the drag strip across the street, which also has a dirt track, I think. I think there's like special, I'm gonna say special privileges, I don't know how you would put it, that people around them who buy houses have to acknowledge that there's going to be sounds up to like a certain, maybe they have a certain time at night, you know, they finish or whatever. This, speaking of the race, Sunday, I thought my boy was going to win. He won the first 2 stages, and I got sleepy, so I went to bed, and that was the night Sebastian spent the night. And David come to bed and it woke me up. I said, who won? He said, well, our boy didn't. Said, Briscoe passed him. Well, I thought maybe that meant he was second. He said there's about 7 or 10 laps to go. I think he said Briscoe passed him. I said, so in my mind, I go back to sleep thinking, well, he finished second. No, I got up and looked in the morning, he finished 4th. So he got passed 2 other times. That's fine. I think that's one of his best finishes of the year. He hadn't won one yet. Listen, he swept last year the regular season. He was the regular season champ, which race. I don't know if they're still doing that this year or not. They changed their rules. I can't remember. They're doing some kind of in-season challenge now for $1 million. He's in on the last 8 of those, I think. He's in I think he went head-to-head with Kyle Larson this week, and he come out ahead of Kyle Larson because Kyle spun out. Nobody spun him out. He spun himself out. And so he beat him. So he should be in the top 8. And then get down to the top 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 4, and then the 2. I guess that's how it works. I tried to read up. They do so much funny, weird stuff with NASCAR. I can't keep up with that. But I moved y'all up so my head wasn't cut off, and now that's better. So anyway, I am just, what in the world? Friday night in K-Town, amateur boxing. Oh, August 1st, they're going to have a boxing match. Well, what do you know? Me and David don't watch boxing or fighting. None of that. He says, I don't want to watch nobody beat the snot out of nobody else. He said, I just don't understand why anybody would even want to play that sport. Just go up there just to get beat up on. I don't know either. Now, I do like boxing when I'm watching Rocky, the Rocky movies. I like that because, you know, I'm rooting for my man, and you know it's not real. But how these boys get out there, that MMA and all that, and just get their hind ends tore up, bloody nose, broke nose, fractured skull, ribs, kidney punch, you know, all that. That's too much. Like that one episode of Criminal Minds where he kidnapped the daughters and their fathers and made them fight to the death. And then he would end up killing the daughters, but they saved the last ones, obviously. But he would get them out in a drained swimming pool in an old wreck building and just make them fight to the death. And them boys was beat slammed up. Listen, y'all know I love me some Criminal Minds. Poor David. He has to. He don't have to. I'll tell him all the time. I said, we can turn it. No, you're all right. But it's so funny because he'll say words, he'll repeat words before they say them. I said, I said, I made you watch it so long, you know them too. But listen, back there at that first Goodwill, there was this man. He was in line in front of me. I said, I see you in here every week. He said, yeah, we do. I said, well, we got old. I said, we earn 25% off of the life we live. He said, what you talking about? I said, I've been through some rough times. He said, ain't we all? So we were just talking, and he was talking about he's got 5 children because there was a woman in front of us with a little boy. She had her arms full with the stuff she was buying, and that little boy, he was a rambunctious one. He had nothing but swimming trunks on. If he was 2, maybe he was 2, he wasn't really talking. He was screaming. He was barefoot, bare-chested. You could tell he had a diaper on and a little bathing suit. And he was getting a buggy he was pushing. Something was in the buggy and he wanted it, a little kid buggy, and there was something in that and he wanted it. He was screaming for it. She had him a little ride-on toy, and we were laughing about it. I said, oh, I remember them days. He says, I had 5. He said, I know, I don't even remember what them days were like. I said, you got any grandkids? He said, he's got 1. I said, you got 5 youngins and only 1 grandchild? He said, yep, she's 8. I said, well, honestly, I didn't think I was ever going to have grandchildren. Listen, where we coming through right now, it says new traffic pattern on the 13th, which is my birthday. Next Monday is my birthday. I will be 64 years old. And where we're going around, the new bridge they're putting in, the bridge might be opening Monday, which I won't be out to see it because I will be home recovering. And I can tell you right now, there won't be no thrift shopping next week because I probably won't be able to drive for, I don't know, I'm thinking a couple weeks. But even then, I couldn't buy just anything I want because I won't be able to pick it up or stoop down to get it or reach up to get it, none like that. I told Holly, I said, listen, I said, if I got to go 6 weeks without going to a thrift store, you're going to have to make Momo Day. Or I told her, I said, you're going to have to come take me thrift. And she said, well, we can make Tuesday Momo Day and we'll go out. I said, okay. But yeah, they're supposed to be changing this traffic pattern. Hold on. That's that railroad they fixed. I don't even know what we was talking about. Oh, and that man, and we were talking, and he got checked out for me, and he went on out. And I come out the door, and I heard somebody say, bye, Mama. I looked, I said, oh, there you are. He seen me coming out. He was hiding behind. He was parked over away from me. He was hollering at me, bye, Mama. See me next time. I said, okay. But I see him in there every week. He's like he said 25% is better than nothing. I said, you got that right. So, well, that was a good deal on my storage container. 25% off $5. That you can't buy one that cheap in the store. That's for doggone sure. But I like my treasures I got today. And I'll be back either today or tomorrow. So, see you for whichever one it is. Okay, it is. And I am looking. My cowlick is really cowlicking these days. It must be getting back into the groove of doing its thing. But you know what? It's going to have to do its thing. It is Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning. And I am leaving the foot doctor. I come every 3 months. And he trims my big old thick toenails. And then I call them calluses on the bottom of my second toes on both feet. Those are corns. I learned something new today. He said calluses are on the bottom of your feet. Corns are on your toes. Well, I did not know such a thing. So I have been educated at the foot doctor today. But yesterday they did come back, did my kitchen and my bathroom. I told David, I said, if we drop the least little thing, it's going to be picked up immediately. He said, we can do that. I can do that. I don't know if he can do that. That's going to be the trick. But anyway, it was nice. So I told the guy, it was the same guy that come last week, I said, the carpet is not clean like I thought it should be. I said, it's streaky. And he looked, he says, he was quite perplexed. He said, well, let me go ahead and call my dispatcher and see what they say. I said, do you scrub? He said, no. So Stanley Steber does not scrub your carpet. They just steam clean it. That's all they do. Breezeberry. So he came back in. He said, we can run over it again before we leave. I said, okay. I said, I am not in the mood for moving everything. Just hit what you can see. Because I knew for a fact we're going to get somebody else later. And after I recover, we'll just get somebody else that does scrub it. And but I can't do it during recovery because I can't pick up and move stuff. And I don't trust David to move my breakables. I just don't. I'm just telling you, honestly, I don't. Because I've told y'all before, he's not gingerly. That's why if I have shots to take, like whenever I have my gastric bypass, I have my friend from high school who's a nurse. She come, bless her heart, and she works a good ways away and lives a good ways away. She come twice a day to give me my blood thinner shots. No way under the shining sun was I going to allow David Manus to give me a shot. Not happening. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about the carpet. So he let the younger guy, this is a young guy, but this was even a younger guy. He got in there and he put some quaintness on it. He got it a whole lot more clean, just really pushing that thing. So that's just the dirt that's just been settled on top. Like I told you, it's that Berber, so it's like a flat carpet. There's no pile to it. And so I know if we get somebody in there that scrubs, it will come really, really clean. And you can see the parts that he didn't get around. You can see, so it did, maybe the first time helped loosen it up. He said, maybe I should have done it twice the first time. So, but I was waiting, because you know when things are wet, they're darker. So I was waiting for it to dry up to see if it changed colors, and it didn't. It was streaky. So, but I got that taken care of. And then I was in there in the shower this morning thinking, I need to kind of get myself set up for when I'm recovering. Because like my deodorant is in the bottom drawer in my craft room. That's also where I have like my dressing table. It's just some drawers, and I got my makeup table and everything over and all that. Like my deodorant stays in the bottom. Like I can't bend over like that, so I'm thinking different little things like my hair dryer. I need to set up on the washing machine, and my deodorant and things that I have to bend over to get. I need to set up so I can get to them. There's little things you don't think of, but it's in. Well, y'all see me on Wednesday. Well, I'm seeing me on Wednesday. I'm talking to you on Wednesday. Y'all seeing me on Thursday, so it's just one more day. Excited, don't? Oh my gosh! So okay, so yesterday I was telling you I went to the Dollar Tree. After I didn't tell you that, I was going to tell you. Yesterday, after they left, I went to the Dollar Tree because I cleaned my toilet bowl with just the cheap Dollar Tree kitchen detergent, dishwashing detergent. And oh, you can get over there, buddy. Instead of toilet bowl cleaner, it does just as fine a job. I ain't had no problem out of it, and it lasts forever. I just swirl it around and scrub it. I mean, it works fine, and it's so much cheaper. So I ran out of that yesterday. I thought, well, let me run on to the Dollar Tree and grab that and anything else I might need, because I don't know when I'll get back, right? So I will have a Dollar Tree haul to show you when I get home. Not much, but I shopped it. I'll show you. But today we're going to Salisbury to do our Salisbury run. You just need to let me over, mister. That's all I know. With your little speeding self. I'll tell you this. If you saw my Trader Joe's haul a while back, me and David went. We like their orange chicken. We get the orange chicken and the fried rice, and that makes it. And I buy egg rolls from the store, regular store. The Taipei vegetables, those are our favorites. I don't get the meat egg rolls because I'm afraid they're going to taste funny. So I just get the vegetable egg rolls. But we got the orange chicken that we always get, and then I got the teriyaki chicken. We'd never tried it. Well, I tried it last night because I was gone in the morning because I thrifted, and then I sat there and waited on them all day, and I didn't ever thaw nothing out, and then they did their thing, and it was kind of late, and so then I ran to the Dollar Tree, and then they had to get back and cook something real quick, so I said, well, I'm just going to do Chinese, because it's all microwavable, and the egg rolls go in the air fryer. Super simple meal. Well, ew! That Trader Joe's teriyaki chicken is gross. It is not good at all. We didn't even eat it. We threw it away. David, listen, I will throw something away in a minute if I don't like it and it don't taste good. I'm not feeling my gut up with it, and I'm not going to taste it. I will throw it away. I will waste it. David, he tries to power through it. He goes, well, I'm trying not to waste it. I'm like, honey, if it tastes nasty, don't eat it. You know? He couldn't even eat it. So, he wouldn't even power through it. It had teriyaki, I thought, because David's made some in the past, homemade. It had brown sugar in it and all kind of good stuff, you know. I thought teriyaki is supposed to have a little bit of sweetness to it. This was just pure tea bitter soy sauce. And the chicken, while it was tender, it was unappetizing looking. It was big pieces of stuff. You had to cut up, and I don't know if it was dark meat. I think it was all dark meat. No, don't bother. Don't bother. It was disgusting. So, lesson learned. Stick with orange chicken. I don't even know if we've had any other Chinese meals from the frozen department that we've tried. We just stick with the orange chicken. The way it works is it's breaded. You bake the chicken in the oven to crisp it up, and then you just the sauce comes in little packets, and it's frozen. Not frozen solid because it's the sauce. Whatever's in it doesn't freeze solid, but you have to warm it up like in some hot water, and then you just put it in a bowl and put that sauce all over it and stir it up. It's really good. We really like it. And then a bag of their frozen fried rice, like 4 minutes in the microwave in a covered dish. quick and simple. So I told you I wasn't going to do no more grocery hauls, and I was going to try not to buy no groceries. I did make a small $35 grocery order this week, because there's still things we need week to week to week. Like, and I did need to get more garlic bread and more egg rolls, because if David decides to make, or if I decide to make another quick, orange chicken, we need our egg rolls. I mean, you gotta have your egg rolls. And then garlic bread. I can make my own garlic bread, but we just really love that frozen Texas toast garlic bread. We love it. I like to get it when it's buy one get one free at Publix. And I had to get some ketchup, which they had buy one get one free, but I wasn't gonna go all the way to Publix just to get ketchup. It cost me more in gas to get out of Publix than it would how much I'd save on. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you on ketchup. I just passed that dash in yesterday when I went to the Dollar Tree. My gas light was on. So I'm like, well, just drive on down to Dash In, which is down below Dollar Tree. Just drive on down there, because you get 25 cents off on a gallon with their rewards. So as I passed, there was one gas station was $3.14, another was $3.15. I'm like, oh, well then they're gonna be down in the twos, right? Because if regular gas is $3.15, take 25% off of that. That's gonna be a good price. No, they hadn't even changed their gas, so it was gonna be $3.24 after my savings. Well, I just come by, they lowered their gas, but their savings is still $3.15. So their saving is, they're setting it now. At first they did a good thing because it was a lot cheaper than everybody else. Now I guess they're settling into the community, and they're making it to where their savings is what everybody else's regular is. So when I went down there, I turned there at the stoplight, I pulled in where I could see their sign. I just went in their little into their parking, where you go into the store, making a U-turn, got right back out to the stoplight and went to QT and got my $3.15 gas. But I reset my speedometer when I fill up, and sometimes I remember to look and sometimes I don't. This time I remember to look. So my gas light came on, and I think I've got like 30 more miles once the gas light comes on. And so from the last time I filled it up to when I just filled it up yesterday, I had went 633 miles. So I don't know how that is in the scheme of things, but seems pretty good to me for a tank of gas. So I'm pleased with it. David did have to get me small. When me and him was out on 4th of July, I told him, I said, oh, I just, because it's right behind my steering wheel where the gas thing is. I saw something red just kept blinking. I said, oh, I said, I got something blinking, and it never came back. Well, I was in it day before yesterday, maybe when I went to get the youngin, or take the youngin home or something, Sebastian. It popped up as I was looking, and it was my oil. So I needed oil, so he went and got me some oil yesterday. He's out there working on his truck. I think I told you, he was working on the fuel filter and the fuel slump lines, whatever. He got all that cleaned up. He said that fixed it. He said, but it's been overheating on him. So he called our radiator guy, who's been a radiator guy since I was a kid. And he never called back. I said, look, I said, he's old school. He probably ain't gonna call back, because there's history there that I'd have to talk bad about somebody, and I'm not going to. He acts like him. I said, there's another radiator place in town. I said, why don't you just call them? So he called them, and he was talking to them, and they said, you're going to spend more fixing that thing up than just putting in a new one. So they actually, it's a 91 Ford pickup. They actually had that radiator in stock. So he went yesterday and got it for a decent price. So that's what he's out there working on today, putting his radiator in. Because the only time he drives his pickup truck is to go down to Holly's and haul the lawnmower and the weed eater and stuff like that. Or like when he went the other week and went and got a recliner for RJ. If anybody needs a truck, we got the truck. I am of the belief that every household needs a truck. Every household needs a truck. We have used that truck. That's our dating truck. That's what I told y'all before. That's our dating truck. It was a 91 and we started dating in 93. So he hadn't had that truck very long. Ooh, he babied that truck. He babied that truck. He had a good sound system in it, sitting behind the seats. It was clean, neat as a pin, because you know he was a young guy then in his 30s. That's what they did now. Good Lord. He's done rebuilt the engine once, many years ago. He rebuilt the whole thing himself, made a whole new truck out of it, but the body of it, you know, it's just the old truck. But you know what? I used to drive that truck because I didn't always, at some points I didn't have a car, so I would drive the truck. And I don't know how many times, I'm not even kidding you, because in its day it was a nice truck. White truck, Ford F-150, 4x4, gray cloth interior, beautiful truck. I would drive it and I would have men tell me they liked that truck, and I would tell them, you know, it's my husband's. I had men ask me, did we want to sell that truck? I'm like, no, he's not going to sell his truck. So I used to get compliments because have I not told y'all out on the front porch, Southern boys like their trucks. Southern boys like their trucks. Okay, so let me tell you. I was behind this young guy a couple weeks ago in the most beat up, rusted old pickup you ever did see. And he was a young guy because I could see him in his mirror. Had his hat on. You know, David wears his hat. He was pure T country. He was out riding his old pickup like he was in a Jaguar or something. That was his truck. And I come home and told David, I said, I was behind this young boy today. I said, he's going to make somebody a good wife, a good husband. I said, because he's just out there in his old beat-up pickup truck, just handling his business, doing his thing, being a good old Southern boy. I said, I guarantee you he's a good old boy, and he's going to make somebody a good husband. I just know it. I just know it. I love a good old Southern boy. I do. I love a good old Southern boy. Just a good old boy. I do. There's just something about them. Just a good old, I don't want to say redneck, because some people think redneck is a slander. To me, it's not, because we grew up like that. Outside, people call it old redneck. Well, to me, it's not a slander. It's just a good old boy, because I grew up down here and I know what I know. So anyway, I like a good old Southern boy. Even though I call David City, because he was born in Charlotte, they were still country. They was country folks. They eat country, they growed gardens, they did all the country stuff, went down to South Carolina, did all the country stuff down there with, you know, the grandparents. But I like to pick on him, calling him city boy, just because he was born in Charlotte. So anyway, look how fast we got to Salisbury today. It don't take near as long when you're already in Concord, right there at the interstate. When you're coming from Concord way down in Concord, it takes you a little bit longer. So what I did was, I bought, not Sebastian, Wesley, that little bouncy thing from when he was smaller to sit in the living room with us. And so he outgrew it, and every time I come up here for the past month, I keep forgetting to bring it. I figured I bought it from them. I'm going to just bring it back and donate it to them to resell. Since he outgrowed it, I thought, well, that'd be the thing to do, just to bring it back and let them resell it again. Except I don't have the little toy thing on top, because I never used it. So I guess I got rid of it. Ooh, excuse us, Mr. Truck. So I got to remember to get that out when I'm here. And I think I will go in the little vintage store that I only get to go to when I come up here on a day other than Tuesday because it's closed on Tuesday. So, and I'm hoping the repair guy calls me before I have surgery, because I'll just be honest with you. Y'all think I pick on David too much, but y'all don't know. Y'all have not been married to him for 32 years and dating him for a year and a half or better in front of that. Y'all have not. So he's rough. He's rough because he's a mechanic. He's a truck driver. He played rough sports, not football or nothing. He drove motorcycles, skateboarding. Nothing. He's not gingerly. That's what I figured. I said, could you do anything just gingerly? It drives him crazy. I don't want him to be the one to go get it and bring it home. I just don't. Because he'll just sling it in the car and he'll... Y'all think I'm being mean to him, but I ain't. I have history. There was one time he was deep cleaning the bathroom, and since I know how he is, I took to my bed. You call me dramatic, I don't give a crap. I took to my bed and shut the door and watched TV the whole time he was in there, because he was pulling out the washing machine and the dryer and doing everything he could to deep clean that bathroom, which I was thankful to have it deep cleaned. But he's rough. So anyway, so I would just soon be able to like go pick it up myself. I don't know when he's going to get around to it. Anyway, well, I'm just right down the road, so I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you back soon. Okay, so out of habit, I went to Nazareth first, and I forgot they don't open till 10. And by the time I got out of the doctor's office, it was too early. So I come on over here to Habitat. I've got to get it in my mind to come here first. And I found some stuff. You know, sometimes I come in here and I walk out with nothing. I found stuff today. And by the time we sit here and look at it, Nazareth will be open. So I got a couple things wrapped up. This is the first thing I spotted. Check it out. $6. That is the pattern of the different things I have collected. The exact pattern. I'm going to set this down there with my cheese board dome thing that Holly got me. It'll go perfect. So now I have another kind of picture and I have two things on the wall. It just popped out at me. So I got that. I thought $6 was a good price. It's got something on the bottom. It's McCoy. I didn't know it was McCoy. I couldn't read it in there because I can't have seats. I didn't know it was McCoy. Oh, that makes it even nicer. And then she also wrapped up this. Now this I gave $4 for, but I don't have one to go with my vintage coffee collection. Check it out. I really want to drink out of this. Really. But they had one, so I got it. There's a lot of times I don't go down through the middle because it's just like filing cabinets and furniture and different little odds and ends, things I don't need. And a lot of times don't go through there. I'm like, they moved coffee cups. I'm like, I know there's got to be coffee cups somewhere in this store. So I look and there's a woman down there. They've got a whole new coffee cup place. Tons more coffee cups. So I was happy about that. And then I found they had a whole box of these. I'm like, okay, floating candles. Let me see, that might be something pretty at Christmas, you know, with the food and everything. No, look what it is. 50 cents. Look what it is. It is these things that go in my uncandles. Yes. So I am set for life. I got 4 of them. Don't need 4 of them, but for 50 cents I got 4 of them. And then 2 more things. They had a bunch of these, but I only got one just as a backdrop behind some of my coffee cups. In that 70s looking, it was $1. No marking, just melamine. And then this. Christmas vacation for Christmas. So that is what I found at Habitat. I was excited because, like I said, I don't always find nothing. I didn't find anything in the free buggies. It was just a bunch of really trash. Some days you really get some good stuff, not today. There was like 3 buggies and none of them had anything. Now there was a woman got there before I did. She had a stack of stuff she took. Like a baking pan, she had some pots and pans sitting on it, different things. Well, I didn't need nothing like that, but apparently she did, and so she got lucky. So now we're gonna head back across town to Nazareth. So I'll see you back. Okay, I'm home. I did not pick the camera up anymore. Wherever the last place I talked, I didn't talk anymore because by the time I get through with all this, it'll probably be an hour-long video. So I thought, well, I'll just come on home and I get through the rest of my rounds and I'll just show you what I got. And I did get some more stuff. And I just stopped and got me a Happy Meal because, listen, the McDonald's and the Lowe's Foods right here at the end of the road, 2 minutes away. So I got me a Happy Meal with a little half-cut tea, a little hamburger Happy Meal. But this is in no particular order. Look, I found, it says $1 on there, but it was 50 cents at Vice Grace. Randy Travis has got Forever Amen on it. Had to have it. And this, I have never seen tube pan this small. It's not marked what size. Is it marked what size? I can't read it. Anyway, I'll measure it and try to find some pound cake recipes for me and David, because we like pound cake. I like to make pound cake. I have several different pound cake recipes, but we don't need a whole pound cake, so I don't make them. I used to make them all the time when the kids were home. This would be a perfect size pound cake for me and David, so I've got to figure out some kind of recipe in this small pan. It was $1.95. I thought, well, heck, that's worth it. Hold on, let me put this in my bag. Listen, I was getting on the interstate to head down here to Concord from Salisbury. And where you merge, there's more traffic coming across the bridge that comes in this way. Well, the cars had gone, and so it was clear, and there was a truck in front of me, and we saw an ambulance coming down this way, and I guess he thought it was coming on to merge, and I was looking, and he slammed his brakes on, and I mean, I probably got that close to hitting him. I slammed my brakes on so fast, and everything I had up here just flew in the floor, and I thought, if my stuff breaks, I'm going to be heartbroken. But it didn't. And then, I found 2 of these, brand spanking new. I'm not going to use the rack. I'm going to use the spice jars. Let me see. That one's taped. One of them was already open, so I looked. I have spice jars. Some of the lids don't snap down good. I got them at Goodwill too. They were little candle jars. But look. And this will hold a lot more. Isn't that nice? $4 for six of them. So that's $8 for 12 stainless steel. Brushed stainless steel. Yep. So I got those. That was at Goodwill. And then look what I found at Nazareth. Oh, y'all not gonna believe what I found at Nazareth. Oh, Criminal Minds Season 1, the best season of all million seasons. This is a season that I have watched over and over and over and over more than any other season. Used to, I would just, before it came on TV a lot, when I would be doing whatever I'm doing, I would put it on, especially on meal prep day, when I meal prepped all the time. It was Criminal Minds Season 1. Every time I'd start over, Season 1, we'd get to the end, I'd start back over, Season 1. I checked it, they're all there. So now I have Season 1, I have Season 4, and I told Holly, I said, only a million more to go, and I'll have the whole set. So I got that, and then, hold on, I found this, Karate Kid 3. I needed 2 and 3, and I found 3. I have not found 2 yet. And then this, I used to have, this is a mail of mine, let's see, it's Brook Park. It was $5 at Goodwill. It's melamine, big turkey platter. They had one the other week, you know, the ceramic kind, whatever. I didn't want that. I didn't want the big heavy kind. And when I saw that, it just spoke to me, so I got it. And then the final thing, this is what I spent the most on all day. And I don't even know how you pronounce, it's Led Zeppelin. I don't even know how you pronounce the name. I'm dumb. It's the, hold on, I'll show you. That.
All I know is I know the record because I had it growing up, listened to it all the time, and it was $25, but it was at that little consignment store that I don't get to in Salisbury unless I'm up there on the other day than Tuesday, and all his records were 25% off. He's just got like a little milk basket full, you know, and that's the only one I thought that I would actually listen to. So I got it for $12.50, which is on par with what I would pay at the record store probably, you know. And that's a hard one to find. Led Zeppelin's hard to find. So anyway, now I'm gonna go in, eat my Happy Meal, and I'll meet you in the middle room for my little Dollar Tree haul. Okay, I had my burger and fries. I ate them both, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. It's not a lot of food, but it was too much. Too much. So I'm kind of suffering for it now. But I'm going to show you my Dollar Tree, and then I got some Happy Meal to show you. So I'm going to show you that too. I ain't had Happy Meal in a long time to show you, so I'm excited about that. So the first thing, I got these for Jacob's birthday. His birthday's coming up at the end of August. So he likes Scooby-Doo, so I found this little, and this is Dollar Tree, this little Scooby-Doo book, because he loves books. He's a bookworm. And then I found these for learning. This is Sight Words Activity Book. See, he can trace and write, because he's doing that now. And then this is the Alphabet Activity Book. And the numbers. They're working on counting to 100 right now. I don't know how far he can count. He can count pretty good, but she's got a little thing that she's working on counting to 100. And then I got some Texas Toast croutons. We like those. This, we don't typically like Margaret Holmes because she put some kind of weird seasoning, and it's not seasoning like we like in other things, but I wanted to give this a try. I've made homemade succotash, but this is a small enough can, and I'm going to give it a try. It does have some kind of seasoning, but it's tomato, corn, and lima beans, so we're going to try it. This is what I went for. I went for the citrus scent this time. This will clean your toilet bowl as good as toilet bowl cleaner. I mean, unless you got buildup or something, which I don't. So, and this lasts forever. You just give it a squeeze all the way around, brush it, you're good to go. So that's what I went for. And then I found more of these. So I got 3 because they don't go out until next year, the May of 2027. These little toasts, they look like they'd be hard. I got 3 of them. They look like they would be real hard to chew, but they're not. They're just a nice crispy, and they're just mini toast with wheat flour. You can put butter on them or Laughing Cow cheese, but sometimes I like them just plain. It's just a good little snack. And then these, I've had Skippy bars that I found at Sam's or BJ's a few years back that were really, really good. These are just little small ones. This is strawberry, the peanut butter and jelly. This is strawberry, and this is creamy chocolate peanut butter. So I thought that'd just be maybe a good little snack at night when I wake up, because I'm waking up and I'm eating in the middle of the night because I wake up and I'm hungry, because I don't typically eat a lot for supper. And so in the middle of the night when I wake up, I'm hurting, I got to go to the bathroom, I can't go back to sleep, I'm hungry, and I'm hunting something to eat. And I thought, well, maybe this will be just enough to tide me over to go back to bed when I feel better. And then this, I just picked it up because I thought I would throw it in with some other stuff with my stew beef. And then I don't typically like these flavored pretzel sticks because they don't have much flavor on them, but strawberry shortcake sounded kind of interesting. Listen, I still hadn't eaten my popcorn about week before last, whenever that was. I buy these snacks now and I eat them. They're sitting right here. I don't eat them, but they're here if in case I want them. So I got that. And then I got these. You know, I was telling you about my Halloween wagon. They have their fall flowers out now. So I just picked up these just to tuck in. I might want more, I don't know, but I didn't want orange because the pumpkins are orange. I didn't want like off-white or cream because the wagon is white. So I just went with this. And that is all I got. Let me look. That's all I got from the Dollar Tree. Now let me show you my Happy Meal. You know, last week I mentioned I would love, 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 love to have some Lifebuoy soap. Well, look what just popped up in my email. In my mail. Tony sent me this. It is Lifebuoy hand soap. Who knew? It smells so good. Oh my gosh. Listen, ask and you shall receive. So thank you, Tony. And then, was it yesterday or the day before? I got 2 things from Tammy Joy for my birthday. Because my birthday is Monday. She sent me this little owl keychain. It's got a little, hold on. Got a little star on it. Look. Isn't that cute? I think instead of putting it on my keychain where it might break, I think I'm going to hang it from my rearview mirror where I got some other little dangly things. I think that's what I'm going to do with it. And then this. And I meant to look at the Dollar Tree for the outdoor flag thing. She got me this, isn't that beautiful garden flag? Isn't that beautiful? I meant to look, and it's double-sided. I meant to look, because they sell them at the Dollar Tree. I don't have one. So I meant to look. So I got to go before they get rid of all the summer stuff. I've got to go look for that. So that is my Dollar Tree and my Happy Mail and all my thrifting and all my talking. And so this is probably a long video. By the time you got to here, you've probably been listening for a while. Some days I don't have anything to say, and then days like today, I couldn't shut my mouth. So I don't know when I'll see you next, because I don't know. I will come back. The next video will be an update on my surgery. I'll just tell you how that went and how I'm feeling and stuff like that, because I know some of you are concerned about that. If you're not concerned, that's fine. But if you are, then I'll come back and tell you. So that is all for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you when I see you.